Welcome to another episode of the official Catchup, and today I'm joined again, myself, Shaun, by Chris. How you doing today, Chris?
Yeah, doing well, getting through the day, so can't complain.
Good. And we're joined by Bonnyrigg Rose gaffer Robbie Horn. How you doing today, Robbie?
I'm good, apart from needing a haircut, I'm all right. But good to speak to you guys again. So,
well, I've seen you've been getting involved in a few of the challenges online. So I've seen the haircut challenges coming as well. So it'll be no long before you get a nomination for that, I'm sure.
That's coming. It's definitely coming.
Absolutely. How have you been finding those? Anyway, I've seen you've entered a couple of these, but I've not managed to watch.
You're as well not watching, to be perfectly honest. The wall challenge is absolutely horrific. I'm going to go back out. Yesterday was my first attempt at it, so I'm back out. I'm going to go back out today and have another bash at it. I've just been roped into it by other people, so just to keep everybody entertained.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a stab at the bog roll one. I managed six keepy uppies, and I think I went through about 7 rolls of toilet roll that were just sitting in the bathroom in an absolute state by the end of it. Like, and I was knackered, but I had a wee stab at it. So how are you finding it anyway? I saw you've recently gone into furlough, so you got a wee bit of free time now. Is that right?
Yeah, on furlough leave until the 31st of May for my work, so it's a strange feeling. Mrs. is working from home, the kids floating about as well, so just try to keep yourself busy. Doing things around the house, unbelievable. Things I didn't think I'd be able to do, but got a list of things from the good lady, so try to tick them off, and also try to keep myself a wee bit fit as well. I went out running a few times as well, so try to fill in my days.
Absolutely, and it's a good way to get some brownie points in there, I suppose, as well. Just now, get some of these odd jobs done. I found myself taking apart the sort of fan in the bathroom for clearing it because it makes a bit of a racket. So I thought, right, I've got a bit of time. I'll take this apart and see what I can do. Did absolutely nothing. If anything, I probably made it worse. But I know what it's like looking for these wee odd jobs around the house, certainly. So yeah, while we've got you on, I think it'd be good to have a wee run through your professional career, both playing and managing, because I think you've had quite a storied career, and it'd just be interesting to hear about some of your time at some of these different clubs, both playing and managing. So, suppose if we go right back to the beginning, how did you get into the football side of things?
Yeah, when I started, I was really young. I was only maybe 7, 8 years old. Went to North Merchiston Boys Club in Edinburgh. From there, went to Hutchie Vale. And spent a good period of time at Hutchie Vale. From there, went to join a Hearts 16s team, as it was at that point in time, playing against the Rangers, the Celtics and Hibs and whatever as well, that age group, before going in full time myself the following year. So was at Hearts for 6 years full time. 2 years obviously standard on the ground staff. And then another year after that of being off the ground staff, and then I kind of broke into the first team at the end of that season. I say broke in, played one game, but I'd done pretty well over the course of the season in the reserves, etc., and got offered a 3-year deal at the time. So, but just never worked out for me. I wasn't good enough in the end. At the same time, I had injuries at bad times for me. Knee injuries at the time, so but I wasn't good enough. Simple as that when you look back at it. From there, I went on loan at different points. When I was there, I was on loan at Cowdenbeath, on loan at Lisburn Distillery over in Ireland as well, which is a connection with Andy Kirk. His dad was a manager there at the time, and then I ended up at Forfar and finished the season up at Forfar. And then I signed for Forfar after that on a part-time contract, and had to go and get a job. Spent 4.5 years, really, I think it was, at Forfar, including the loan spell, before heading down to Berwick. I played at Berwick for a number of years. I had a sort of wee coaching role my last kind of playing year there as well, before leaving and going down to Vale even, where I started off as just a player coach. Manager left fairly quickly after I joined, and I found myself as a manager pretty quick. I had a good spell as a manager at Vale even, learnt a lot, in that period of time. I went back to Berwick as assistant manager to Jano. Obviously, you had Ian Little on the other day. Jano was the manager and I was his assistant, and obviously played with Ian for quite a number of years, and we've remained friends for a period of time as well. So it was an opportunity I wanted to take up and go back to the club. Obviously, I had a lot of time for, and enjoyed my spell there as a player. So an easy decision to go back as an assistant manager. Ian left. Colin Cameron came in, worked under Colin, and just found myself maybe finding I wanted to maybe get myself into management for a spell, but wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I took a step away from Berwick, but quickly had the opportunity to go to Bonnyrigg as a manager came up, and took that opportunity. And obviously, first year was fantastic. Obviously, winning the league, and the following season going on and having the fantastic cup run that we did and playing Hibs, etc. as well, and obviously gave me the opportunity to go back into senior football with Berwick. Unfortunately, that didn't work out as I wanted. A number of things probably why it didn't work out, and at the time as well wasn't a good thing for me. It affected my health. There's no doubt about that, and made the decision to resign and just take a wee break from football. But at the same time, obviously, Whitey, a good friend of mine again, had left Bonnyrigg, and the opportunity to go back to Bonnyrigg arose again. So I was back into it quicker than I probably expected.
You've been to a fair few clubs, and you've made a few connections in there. If we go right back to the beginning, obviously your time at Hutchie Vale when you were younger, you've got a bit of a reputation. I always find it quite interesting to hear about the youth team they had. Was it quite a big deal while you were there as well? Quite a competitive side even back then.
It was, aye. As you said, had a massive reputation at that time as being one of the best clubs in Scotland for even Britain, to be honest, for producing quality young players. And boys left from Hutchie Vale to go all over the place down south, English teams. Obviously in Scotland as well, a lot of players going to Hibs and Hearts, etc. as well. So had a fantastic reputation for bringing young players through. And fortunate enough at the time as well, I was a part of that club and had different options to go different places, but I ended up at Hearts myself.
During your spell at Hearts, I suppose one of the things you brushed over was you had a spell playing for Scotland under-21s as well, is that right? I
did, aye. I'd actually represented them most age groups all the way up, schoolboys level, 17s up as well, and then I ended up going to the Toulon tournament, the 21s. I actually was involved in other few squads after that as well, and I was involved with the first team, not playing but being involved with the squads, etc. Went to Toulon with a pretty good Scotland team, which included obviously Barry, as we've talked about before. Yeah. Gary Naismith, another one, being part of that squad as well. So it was it was a good squad, a really good squad of players.
You spent the biggest chunk of your playing career along at Forfar. You managed to rack up, I think, 100 appearances there. How was it playing there? Because that was a team where you properly settled into. You were getting regular game time before you went off to Berwick. How was it playing at Forfar at the time?
It was a great club, fantastic club to play for. At the time, it was Ian McPhee was a manager. We got promotion from the season before, and obviously got promoted into League One as it was at the time. But it was just a good feel about the club, and people are still up there, like David McGregor still up there, Martin, who was the groundsman and did all your kit, etc. and stuff as well. Linda, who used to be the tea lady, used to look after the guys that used to have to travel. So that was a fantastic club to play for. Really enjoyed my time up there.
That brings you around to your time at Berwick, a team that listeners for the Lowland League are going to be quite familiar with just now. We spoke to quite a few folk for Berwick, and it's been obviously quite a tough few years for those guys, but it's definitely one when once you've played or managed with Berwick, you certainly seem to have a bit of affection towards them. Why do you think that is?
There was a club at the time when I was there, and none bigger probably in P, Ian Oliver, who did every job, I think, down in Berwick in the time he was there. Kit man, physio, groundsman, manager, player probably. So he done everything down there, and he was a huge character. He's a huge miss for that football club. But at the same time, there was a lot of, when I first joined as well, there was a lot of guys I've kind of known over a period of time. And it created a fantastic spirit amongst the group of players we had when we were down there. And, that spirit's still there between us to this day. That was probably, 6 or 7 of us that are still incredibly close together, spend a lot of time together, go away together. Present manager Ian Little being one of them as well. So we had a really close-knit group of guys who got on really well, and that no doubt created the spirit we had to go on and win the league when we did, and it was a fantastic achievement at the time, and something that I'll never forget, and I'm sure the rest of the guys will not.
Absolutely, and it was obviously that was enough to entice you back a few years later to that position of assistant manager. How big was it going back to that squad? Because that was obviously where you decided that you wanted to carry on down the management route when you were working under Jano and Colin Cameron. How big was that, sort of getting to go back and assist at Berwick?
It was a strange one as well, because at the time you had Rangers in the league as well. So it was a bit surreal, to be honest, in that, going to Ibrox and playing against Rangers. And I think one of the first games Rangers had, it was televised, was down at Berwick as well. A full house, full crowd there, and then live on the television. And obviously then Rangers come to town. So it was a great experience. And then we were actually, the day that Rangers got presented with the trophy as well, we were actually at Ibrox that day. Did the guard of honour for them. But after the game, just remember being into the manager's office with McCoist, Durant being there, and some legends walking in like Amoruso, Richard Gough, Walter Smith, all there. It was just a fantastic experience, and something that I'll not forget.
And that obviously led into your first sort of stint at Bonnyrigg. And like you say, it was hugely successful. You mentioned there that in that first season you were able to go ahead and win the East League, and that got you a place in the Scottish Cup, and you had quite a decent run in that Scottish Cup the following year, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we had, I think we played Cove. We played Turriff and we played Cove. We had a couple of sort of easier ties going into it in preliminary rounds. And had Turriff and Cove. And Cove obviously were a good side at that time. Some of the players that we played against are still there. Like Megason was still there. I think the boy Blair Yule was there as well, and he's obviously gone away and come back in that period of time. So they were a decent side. We beat them at home, and then set up obviously a game against Dumbarton, and obviously massive crowd for the home game against Dumbarton, and it was very, very tight. On the day, I thought we were the better team, and we had good opportunities to score, but didn't take them. And then you thought the opportunity was probably gone. Away tie a week and a half afterwards on a Tuesday night, going through to Dumbarton, you thought that's going to be tough. And in between times as well, obviously the draw was made for the next round, and I'll never forget that we had a bounce game, a friendly game on the Tuesday night against Livingston. The night the draw was getting made, and I just remember being in the change room with the boys, and we had the radio on, listening to it just before we went out to play this friendly game against Livingston, and obviously the draw came out, it was heads, and a huge cheer in the change room for like that, and I think it was a bit of extra motivation for us that what the tie that we were going to get if we got through, and went through Dumbarton on the Tuesday night, and it was tough. It was really tough. We created a couple of decent opportunities, but we had to really dig in at times and defend really well, and they rode their luck a little bit, and then scored that. Adam Nelson scored a wonder goal at absolutely nothing, and the last couple of minutes of the game, just an unbelievable feeling and a superb achievement. I think the players at that time deserve great credit for.
Obviously, more recently, he's had another good run in the Scottish Cup. So yourself and Bonnyrigg Rose, that team there, getting a bit of reputation for doing well, probably going to add a wee bit of pressure in the future as well when your Scottish Cup runs come up, because you've had some really good runs in that competition, which is fantastic to see.
Cheers for coming on again, Robbie. It seems like years ago we talked to you through Bonnyrigg. It seems a while. Like, in terms of, I'm sure Shaun will touch on it as well, but in terms of everything that's going on, have you got any sort of thoughts on what should happen? I know it's getting discussed between the 42, what's going to happen, higher up, but at the moment it's looking like, we might not have any playoffs, we might not have promotion potentially. Is it something that's, that you're not obviously Bonnyrigg are in a really great position. I take it you're not too happy with.
Okay, I mean, what will be will be. There's more important things going on in the world at this moment in time.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously we're aware of everything that's kind of going on. Sometimes it feels like we maybe been a wee bit forgotten about it, and I'm not just meaning Bonnyrigg and that. I'm talking about the Highland League and the Lowland League clubs, obviously Prora and Kelty as well. I saw Barry's interview yesterday with Sky Sports, and I tend to agree with a lot he had to say. For me, it's a really difficult decision for people to make, but my thought would be promotion, no relegation, and some form of restructuring. That would be my feel on it, and if that's to the benefit of Bonnyrigg, then great, but maybe not. But I just think that for too long we've sat with these leagues as they are, for that period of time. And when I was manager with Berwick, and even as a player, you'd quite often look at it and think you're playing the same team 4 times in a season as well, and it just became too repetitive at times. So I think this is a great opportunity for them to try and change that and restructure. And what comes with it as well is if you've got bigger leagues as well, teams may be more inclined to give young players an opportunity to play as there's less pressure. So you think that maybe in the long run it might improve Scottish football, that young players in Scotland are getting an opportunity to play, which can only be a good thing for the game. But as I say, what will be will be. We've had a great season. Kelty have had a great season, and the top of the league on merit at this moment in time. We still feel we had a wee outside chance of winning and going up. But who knows? Who knows what would happen? What's clear for me is the season's finished. The season's over. You can't squeeze these games in before the start of the next season. So it's up to the clubs to come up with the decision, and we just take it from there and see what happens. But I'd hope that teams would get the opportunity to progress from the Lowland and Highland League. The decision that's made. Yeah,
and obviously you mentioned your hair, mate. That's why I'm not on camera. My hair's very long at the moment. No, it's I've been asking everyone that question. Obviously, we spoke to Johnny Stewart, and it's I worry a wee bit because the season has been sort of at the moment concluded till June. What's the feeling amongst the boys? Have you been keeping in contact, making sure they're all right recently?
Yeah, to be honest, there's not been any kind of chat. We've tried to keep them updated with different bits and bobs that's happening, and there's not really been any chat about what our opinions are and whatever else. Obviously, within the management team, we have our own group chat and have our different opinions on that. Obviously, in contact with the club as well. Regarding the players themselves, it's just checking in with them, making sure that everybody's all right, keeping well, families are keeping well, situations regarding work and jobs. These are the most important things at this moment in time. And and one thing we've obviously trying to get them to do is we're just trying to get them to keep ticking over and keeping themselves fit. So set up a running app, and to be fair, just about all of them are involved in it. So it's good, and keeps encouraging them to get out and do their own wee bits to keep themselves ticking over.
Yeah, and I think we touched on it, or Shaun touched on it last time, but I was quite surprised at how well you guys done. I always thought you were going to be up there, but this season's been really great for you guys. Were you a wee bit sort of shocked at how well you've done this season?
Yes and no. At the start of the season, we kind of looked at it and said, try and get ourselves in the top 4, and obviously gets you into other cup competitions as well. So that was the kind of aim at the start. And maybe, we've taken teams by surprise, and that's, why we've been successful as we have. But, the quality of players we've got in the squad, always felt would be towards the top end of the table. And the longer the season was going on, you were kind of sort of saying, well, we've got a chance of winning this. And I think that's the way you've got to play it, is that, you look at other teams who have got other teams have got bigger budgets, etc. But when it comes sort of towards the Christmas, January time, you're looking at it, we're right in a chance here that you can't start setting your expectations higher, and we're trying to win this, So, but yes, a wee bit took me by surprise, but at the same time, the squad of players I've got, I know how much quality they've got and togetherness they've got, the spirit they've got, which gets them over the line in a lot of games.
Yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on the West of Scotland. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of inter sort of League Cup or anything like that between the teams, but are you looking forward to potentially maybe facing the likes of Auchinleck and Pollock and whatnot if it's going to be a thing?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what the pyramid system's all about. That's why I'm looking at Barry's interview yesterday, and that's what I think he's absolutely spot on. It's a pyramid system they've got in place, and we need to get it flowing, and we need to get the teams into the right leagues and the right places, etc. And the teams, just a couple of teams you mentioned there, Auchinleck and Pollock, they're huge clubs with massive histories. The two of them, and they'd be fantastic additions to the lower league, and even going into the leagues above as well. I think it's a great thing now that the West of Scotland leagues have now joined, and hopefully the pyramid system can really start to flow. And I do think there's got to be more flow between the leagues, League Two and Lowland League and Highland League, and there's got to be more teams going up and down, to be perfectly honest. And that's why if you've got a league, or if it's 16 in the bottom league, you're going to get a little bit more flow going on, and that's, in my opinion, what should be happening. But it's not me that makes these decisions. But for me, it's only could be a good thing that these West of Scotland leagues have now joined.
Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see, obviously, with League Two, because obviously we've heard different things from certain chairmans and whatnot about if relegation should be happening from League Two over the next few seasons. But I agree completely. I hope there is some sort of restructure, and hopefully they stick to it. But yeah, so I guess we'll know more by the end of the day, I guess.
Absolutely. And I say, it might be to the benefit of Bonnyrigg, it might not be, but I just hope there is some kind of opportunity for the Highland League or a Lowland League team to progress.
Yeah, I totally agree as well. I think as long as you do something that allows that progression to continue, it'll be in the benefit of Bonnyrigg, whether they decide to go up or not, because you want to see that continued progression, I think, and it'll only be good for the club. And personally, for the games, it's a tie between those top two sides that I've enjoyed, and if both were to go up or both were to stay down, it's a tie I'd look forward to next season, that's for sure. But yeah, we just kind of got to wait and see how it pans out, and I think there will be an opportunity next season for guys in the Lowland League to play against those West of Scotland teams, providing this South Challenge Cup type thing goes ahead. Obviously, depending on how late the season starts, we might see some cups get dropped, but yeah, there'll be definitely some tasty ties to look forward to, I reckon. I suppose one of the last things we'll sort of want to have a look at is next season and sort of what the club's ambitions are. It's obviously a bit hard to tell with everything that's going on just now, but before all this kicked off, you guys were pretty quick at getting your guys signed up for next season already, which is probably quite thankful for now after everything that's happened, because you are in a decent place heading into next season. How are you managing that? As a manager, you're always going to be looking towards the next season and how you can make the squad stronger, and sometimes that involves bringing in new players. It's obviously a tricky thing to do just now. Is it still something you're looking at?
Absolutely, but it is difficult because you don't know where you're at, where you're going to be next season, etc. as well. So it's kind of sitting tight a little bit. Kind of putting feelers out, but just kind of sitting tight to see what's happening. Obviously, as you say, we've got the majority of the squad tied up for next 2 seasons as well. Most of them will be on 2-year deals, so which is fantastic for the club. It was important to get these tied up. So it's adding wee bits and bobs to the squad, or wee bits and bobs, a few other additions to the squad, and just kind of making it up. So. But the majority of the squad and the core of the squad is actually there. And it's just trying to bring other bits of quality into the squad to help improve it going forward.
So a note on that, Robbie, was it kind of similar at the end of last season? Because obviously you weren't sure if you were going to be in the East of Scotland or in the Lowland League with the licensing issue that we had at this.
It was much worse last season, to be perfectly honest, because you just, as you said, again, didn't know where you were going, and it was a case of all our players were kind of out of contract, and bar maybe one or two, so that was even more difficult last year. But obviously once we got the news that most of the guys got signed up again, so we could move forward. But this year's we're in a slightly more fortunate position whereby most of the guys are tied up for next season. As I say, it's just a case of adding 2, maybe 3 maximum to the squad.
If you are still in the Lowland League, we'll probably see some additions from the east of Scotland, at least 1 or 2 coming up from down there. Are you quite looking forward to potentially playing against likes of Bo'ness, Hillabeef, those kind of squads?
Absolutely. That's what you want. Bo'ness are a really good side. Matt's just done a good job there. Good experienced players and another few additions to the squad as well. So, you want the best teams to be, progressing and getting themselves up. You want to be challenged. You want to be pushed. And that's what I'm meaning is that he wants fluidity between the leagues, and everybody gets to the levels quicker. So no, it'd be great. It'd be great to have these teams into the Lowland League. And yes, there's definitely a rivalry between Bonnyrigg and Bo'ness. We've seen that over the last few years, and it's a good rivalry as well. And that's what you want. And you want to be playing in these big games and be challenged. So no, we look forward to these teams being added.
So I'd certainly look forward to seeing as well. Before we let you go, I had to read your update to the fans as well on the website. I thought it was really good, a bit different to what I was expecting. I was expecting something a bit sort of generic, so I really enjoyed reading that. And if any of the listeners haven't already, I definitely urge you to go and have a wee read of that to see how the club's getting through everything at the moment.
Things regarding the club, we've had fantastic support again from the community, getting behind us, and donations from people as well. Obviously, there's the GoFundMe page as well, which has got up to a substantial amount of money. Club also did as well with obviously what they're doing for the players. So yeah, just thanks to the club, thanks for the supporters in the community for continuing to get behind us. Because sure, your players are obviously greatly appreciative of what they're doing. Players are keeping themselves fit and ticking over as well. But yeah, just hope that everyone's staying safe, staying well, and following obviously government guidelines, and we can all get back to football as soon as possible.
Well said. Right, Wolf, thank you very much for coming on today, Robbie.
Good to speak to you guys. Appreciate it.
Brilliant, Robbie. Cheers.
All right, take care.